Alright, so boom. I finally got this burlap onto my tufting frame, and it's kind of like bouncy like it's supposed to be. Now, I was struggling to put this thing on, okay? It was coming out a mess. I put the tack strips on. I was putting it on, and when I would put it on up here and then try to put it on down there, it just wouldn't stay on, and it wasn't tight, and it was a mess, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to tuft on it. So what I did was I took, hold on, I can show y'all because I got it right here. So with the tack strips, it looks like this before you put it on. But see how the tacks are like, you can see the tacks like sticking up. These are the nails that you hit into your frame. But these are the tacks that you actually hook on your burlap or your monk's cloth. And the reason why it wouldn't stay was because it didn't really hold the burlap once it went through the holes. So I kind of push these in with like pliers, like push them up or push them down so that they're not sticking straight out. So that way it's more so like hooking it on. So the burlap stayed on way better after I did that. So that is probably a secret that people are not telling you in regards to the burlap and putting it on a tufting frame. But my next step is going to be to project what I'm doing on to the tufting frame onto the burlap, and we're going to trace it out, and then we're going to set up the gun, and then we're going to get this show on the road. So I'm going to set up my projector, and I got my projector off Amazon, and it was like super cheap. It's like a kid's one. It was like $30. But I'm going to project this on, trace out my little stencil, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to start with the tufting. So this is my little projector that I have, and we're just going to hook my phone up. Oh, look at my cute little baby. She's 19 now, but we're going to set this thing up. We're going to plug it into the HDMI port, and in order to do this, you will need this expensive behind jack right here. I think it's called the AV. I don't know. It's called $50, and that's a little steep for something like this. And it's hard to buy these aftermarket because a lot of them don't work at all. But basically, all we're doing is plugging this HDMI into this, plugging the HDMI into the back of the projector, and we're going to power this baby on. It should cut on at some point. There it is. And the next thing we're going to do is plug in to our phone. And let's see. And we have projection. But y'all probably can't see it because the light is on. And my ring light is shining on it. So we're going to cut that off. And we're going to cut this light off just so y'all can see real quick. So it's up there. So I'm just going to take my picture that I have for my stencil, and I'm just going to trace it out. Now this is the design I chose. And I chose to make an M for my mother, because when you trying to make stuff and try stuff out, you got to make it for your mom and give it to your mom, because your mom is just going to keep it straight up honest with you. Your mom is going to say, girl, this is a mess and you need to go back to the drawing board. But we're going to trace this out, and then we're going to get with the program and start tufting. I don't think I'm supposed to be up in front of the thing, but I can't see. Alright. You know, I never was no artiste coming up. But this shit is even hard to draw with a stencil. Now we're just gonna take it on over to this side. I think I'm putting too much energy into this. So I'm gonna just do it like this. I'm trying to get this thing rolling. I feel like I'm taking too much time with this stencil. Removing the gun out of the box. There's like a way that you can adjust this by, like, I think you have to open up one of these or do something. Open this up some kind of way to adjust the pile height. But we ain't gonna do that. We're gonna hope for the best. We're gonna hope that it's on the pile that we want, and we just gonna work with it. But the other thing too with this gun is when you want to do the loop pile, it's just a different way that you load the yarn. So I'm gonna get my yarn, and I'm actually gonna use 2 rolls. I'm gonna use 2 rolls, and I'm gonna start with the silver. Now, usually what you want to do is you want to get the yarn and you want to pull it from the middle so that it doesn't roll all over the place. But these came from Walmart, and I hate low vibrational as Walmart, but that was the only place I could get to at the moment, and I didn't feel like driving all the way to the other side of town to Michael's. So this one, I tried to like find a little center string, but I can't find it. So this one more than likely is probably going to roll all over town and get tangled, but I really don't need that much anyway. So hopefully by the time this one starts getting crazy, because I'm using it from the outer, hopefully I'll be done with it. But really all you have to do is take these 2 strands and thread it through the hole. And they do have threaders, but I don't think this gun came with a threader. And I'm just winging it. Let me see if this crochet needle will fit. Let me see something. No, that ain't gonna work. Hold on. Alright, so child, this is a needle I used to do locks with. But honey, today it's a Tuft and Gun Threader. If I can get this to go through the damn hole. Now, okay, got one in. And now let's try for the other one. Now this hole is a little small, but I don't know. It's almost in. I'm gonna just keep pulling it till it's not like snaggy no more. This thing snaggy pig. That's probably because it came from Walmart. I don't know. I'm gonna fix this, y'all. Alright, boom. So what I was doing before it just wasn't working. So I'm gonna try this little hair beading tool and see if this is gonna get me through. Let's see. No, I didn't know this hole was this small. So I don't know, I gotta find something else.